Hey, what is up, guys? Flex Media here, bringing you yet another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Alright, so we are continuing on with this ode to future Gohan here. So, this guy, this unit, he's just continued to just impress me. So here we are again in an event. So right now we are in the Hybrid Saiyans Super Battle Road. Now, I told you guys I wanted to run him in Super Battle Road, and then I actually see a video drop yesterday where the boy Masked Ningen, shout out to Masked Ningen, he's great, man. He knows a lot about Dokkan. It's pretty clear he's pretty passionate about it, like you know, most of the content creators, but he's really good. So go follow him or subscribe to him on his social media and of course on YouTube, and go check him out. He's my Cockney accented brother from another mother. So shout out to Ningen. But anyway, guys, so he dropped a video on INT Gohan in Super Battle Road. Now, right now, the cool part, what we're doing, is we are actually running a dual lead. So we have most of these characters under his primary leader skill, and that's the Bond of Master and Disciple leader skill. So I think what we end up doing here is, you know, the rotations you'll notice are not absolute, because a lot of these units actually link up pretty well together for the most part. One thing I definitely wanted to try to do, though, is get LR Gohan and Goten linked up with the Family Kamehameha Goten. They share quite a few links, and most specifically, they're going to share Super Saiyan, and then Blazing Battle, and Golden Warrior. So Golden Warrior is Gohan and Goten's only attack link, which is unfortunate. You know, one thing I noticed when I was running this is Gohan and Goten are so very good, but boy, oh boy, if they don't have a super attack, at least one or two super attacks, they are getting hit quite hard. And it's the same thing with AGL Gohan. So now, once they get rolling, they get rolling. And another thing about this run with Gohan and Goten is, you know, the key... Unlike my Infinite Dragon Ball History run, the key was not exactly flowing. The super attacks were not flowing as much as they could have been. So we just got kind of unlucky with key. There weren't too many situations where we had a lot of tech key spheres drop, and sometimes, you know, that's just how it happens. Now, we do get, you know, later in the event, you know, we're able to orb change with Trunks, you know, but that's sort of a different circumstance. And Trunks and LR Gohan and Goten, they were on opposite rotations anyway, so it's not like that would have mattered. So we actually do have to use, I think we use all of our items in this run. This proved to be a pretty challenging run. So, you know, I've been talking a lot about LR Gohan and Goten, and they're still really good, so don't get it wrong. Like, their leader skill is absolutely insane. Siblings bond, Goku family, and that siblings bond is key 4. So, and then the fact that Goku's family, which is one of the best teams in the game, is their secondary leader skill, is just like, wow. So, so we've been talking a bit about them, and they're again, they're very good. But the main showcase is this INT Future Gohan. Now, it's important when you're running this team, in my opinion anyway, it's important when you're running this team to make sure that you have at least mostly master-student bond teammates, and not, like, if you run a full team of Hybrid Saiyans, that's okay, like, you can do that. He's still a better leader than STR Gohan. And I'll take that shit to the bank, because he's very good, but you know, if you don't have a lot of those units, he's not going to be at his maximum effectiveness. So when he is untransformed, he's actually buffing all of his Bond of Master and Disciple allies, key 1, and then attack and defense 30%. So that's obviously super solid. And then when he transforms, he's going to need Bond Master and Disciple allies so he can be maximized, because then he gets attack defense 30% and key 1 for every ally that's on the rotation. So if you want him to sort of be the main star of the show, then that's what you're going to have to do. Like I said, you could run a full hybrid Saiyans team. Just make sure at least, you know, if you're running him off rotation, in that case you probably would be. But if you're running him off rotation, you know, at least make sure that you got a couple units, you know, because there is a situation where you could have all hybrid Saiyans and no Bond of Master and Disciple allies. So anyway, guys, just thought I would keep that in mind. So this is going to be a really, really nice showing for Trunks right now, because he is getting double buffed here by both of these Gohans. So this should be a pretty good shot from Trunks. I think it's I don't think it's north of 3 million, because remember, we haven't had a ton of time to stack yet. So, but I think he's up over 2.5 million. And again, keep in mind, my Trunks is 55%. I got so incredibly shafted on that banner. It honestly kind of made me sick. It was the worst I've ever done on a banner. I think I went, now for me, this is a ton. Now, I know that there were quite a few free-to-play stones, but I went somewhere in the realm of 800 to 1,000 stones. And I just got completely just blasted. I pulled zero Trunkses and 0 Zamasus with stones. And most of the tickets I pulled neither as well. I just so happened to be on my last few tickets. I was a man at his wit's end. I wanted Trunks so bad and I couldn't pull him. And then all of a sudden, on a single ticket summon, I pulled my first and only copy of Trunks. So anyway, guys, that was a rough go for your boy. I probably wouldn't do that again. I'd probably call it after like 500 stones, but I just kept thinking, like, you know, every multi I'm getting tickets, and if you ended up doing that 4th multi, then you'd have enough for a full multi summon. So they kept, you know, luring you in, right? You know, to do, just do one more, bro. It'll be all right. You'll pull them probably, maybe not. So, I mean, in reality, those dual Dokkan Fest banners, you have a pretty good shot of pulling at least one of the units, you know, because they weren't LRs. Now, this particular banner, it was, you know, they actually added an extra unit, so it was a 1 in 8 chance, which was bullshit. I mean, let's just be real. Even though it was INT Kid Goku, they should have taken a unit off and added INT Kid Goku. That did not get a good reception. I don't think they'll do that again, but hey, man, if it made them more money, I guess you can't blame them. If people are still, you know, opening their hearts and wallets, even if it's a 1 in 8 chance, you know, it matters when you do so many summons. I mean, it might seem 1 in 7, 1 in 8. It's not a huge difference, but it really is. You're talking about basically 1 in 8. If you get a featured animation, we do have to use another item right here. These guys hit very hard. This is actually, I would say this is probably the toughest stage of the bunch. Nappa has just so much GD health, man. Now, luckily, we do have type advantage against Nappa with the 2 INT Gohans. Nice dodge. So that was nice. But anyway, guys, I could keep going on and on about my shaft on that banner, but, you know, the difference of a 1 in 8 and a 1 in 7 chance when you're doing so many multis, it makes a difference. It's the matter, like, let's say if you're trying to rainbow a unit, like, let's just say, I mean, that's the matter of like 1,000 stones. I mean, it's a lot. So you're talking a 12.5% chance versus like oh, I don't know. What is 1 divided by 7? Boy, oh boy. I can't do math today, but it's, I don't know, what, 17% or something like that. So it makes a difference over the long haul. But anyway, we've been talking an awful lot about not this unit. So let's go ahead and talk about INT Gohan. So if you missed my Infinite Dragon Ball History run, you guys need to go ahead and go watch that. And it's a little motivation for y'all in the future. Now, I can't necessarily endorse summoning right now. If you're completely and utterly free to play, do not summon on this banner. The banner sucks. And that's where you need to spend. You need to spend stones when, you know, even if you don't pull the main featured unit, you're still going to have a good value banner. So you want, you know, banners that have really, really good units on them. So this This ain't one of those situations. This banner is full of a lot of trash, to be quite... trash is probably harsh, but STR Boo, sorry, he's trash. I hate him. I do not like using him. He's just... 1.7 million is pretty good, by the way. But STR Boo is trash. Fizz Vegito, he's okay. I do like him. You know, I hate him as a leader. I really do. He's much better, in my opinion, like on a Patara team, where you can get him better attack stats. And again, you really need to have dupes in him for him to be successful at all, because counters are so reliant on that critical hit. If you're not critting with a counter, or unless you're like greatly lowering their defense every single turn, you're just not going to be doing any damage with counters. So counter units are great if they have crits, I mean, in my opinion. So you've got Fizz Vegito, UI Goku. He's been on 1,000 banners. I would bet even free-to-play players have at least one copy, if not multiple dupes. He's just been on so many banners. I mean, dating back to when he first came out, he's just been on so many banners. Wow. Gohan took quite a bit of damage there. That was type disadvantaged. That's one of those situations where, man, Gohan can get hard if he hasn't supered at least a couple times. And then that type disadvantaged, I'm telling you guys, that Nappa, he's rough. He's a tough SOB, man. Oh. So you have UI Goku. Obviously, you have the Trunks, and then this INT Gohan. And who am I missing here? Oh yeah, how could I forget the INT Goku Black, which made the banner worse. They took hit off the banner, which is understandable. He was just on the last Dokkan Fest banner. Well, not the last one, but the one in December he was on. So understandable they took him off, but then you replace him with INT Goku Black. And for those of you who don't have INT Goku Black, I know he's like a really, really hype unit, like just because he's Goku Black. But I'll tell you, man, he's not that stupendous. You know, he leads a good team in the Time Travelers. It's got all those Dragon Ball Heroes units. Most of the Future Saga is on Time Travelers. But anyway, man, he's really only good for Legendary Goku event. And then some of the longer, like 5-phase Dokkan events, he can be pretty good as well. 5 or more, of course. He just needs some time to build up his defense and his attack, for that matter. He's not even... I mean, it's like if you're running him dupless, his very first attack stat is like 500,000. Like optimal links and everything. Like it's not great. So anyway, guys, we've talked enough about the banners. Here we are, we're on actually the 3rd phase of the fight, and this actually proved to be, in this particular case, actually proved to be the toughest one. So right now off the bat, I had a feeling this was going to happen after right before we ended the last fight. So what ended up happening is we got both Gohans on the same rotation. Now this INT Gohan, the friend, he actually has one dupe in him. I was able to find a 69% friend Gohan. So you might be wondering, well, why are you throwing him off rotation? Well, my thought is the next time around he comes back, so in 3 turns, he'll transform right away. So that was kind of my thought process behind that. And then my Gohan, just the 55%, he'll still be a support unit, and I do believe eventually we're able to link them up together. And actually, if you can somehow finagle that, they actually make quite good linking partners. So that was really really cool. What I think ended up happening is we were below the HP threshold, so therefore he couldn't transform. So it's rare that you wouldn't be able to get him to transform, and that was unfortunate. I thought for sure we were toast after that, but luckily this INT Gohan greatly raises defense on his super attacks. So he's even type disadvantage. Okay, he dodged, and then he's going to take probably double digits. Yeah, for sure. So, but we did have to, like I said, I think we used all of our items. This is another unique situation, this particular stage, where we're going to be able to use, you know, spoiler alert, I guess, but you could probably figure it out, but we're going to be able to use LR Gohan and Goten's active skill. So that's really cool when you run this stage, because it is quite rare to get that active skill. It's probably the worst part about LR Gohan and Goten, in my opinion. And then, of course, them not having any, you know, relative key, relevant key links. You know, Golden Warrior is great, but it's one key. I think it's defense minus 2,000 or something like that. So it's not the greatest key link in the world. You'd really like them to have a +2 key link. And then all of a sudden they're starting out every single turn. You know, they're getting key every time they attack. So that's nice too. So after turn 1 or turn 2, you're absolutely good. But it would be nice if they started out with 10 key. You know, you might actually have a chance to get their 18 key super, but in this particular run, I don't think we got their 18 key super once, which kind of sucks, because that it greatly raises their attack. So if they get that additional super attack, which I don't think we got any additional super attacks either, but if you do, all of a sudden they're hitting for, you know, like a, I mean, geez, you get that 18 key super, let's say it's a 3 million attack stat, then all of a sudden their 12 key super is like a 2 million attack stat, and it's like, whoa, man. So they can really start to pile up the damage if you get lucky. It's really important to have a dupe in them, and I wish I could have I didn't have enough coins for that when that Tanabata banner was around, but I would have, you know, of course, like I would have loved to have a dupe. You know, is what it is. I think what I'll do instead is I'll end up picking up a copy each of Goku and Vegeta when those SS2 banners roll around. I'm still debating on summoning on those banners. We'll see. I more than likely just won't go crazy with it. So I don't know. I don't know. Probably if you're free to play, not a great idea to summon. They do entice you with those SS4s, but again, just pick them up with coins, guys. So this situation, so we ended up pushing Goten off of rotation, and it really proved to be kind of a mistake, because you're going to see, man, Broly, if he's able to lower your defense, I think he lowers defense. I guess I'd have to double check. A lot of Broly units do. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But he ends up hitting us for like 70k on normals, and it's like, what the hell, man? And then here's INT Gohan. You know, he's going to be taking next to nothing. And it's crazy that... So 18,000 type disadvantage in Super Battle Road is so good. I mean, that's really, really good. Now, if I had a dupe in LR Gohan and Goten, they would have the potential to... Did he lower? No, he didn't lower our defense, but they would have the potential to do another super attack. So that 70k I was just talking about, that must have been in a different run before I got him super attacks, because 16,000 is not horrible. Not completely horrible. So, do we end up using it this turn? I don't know if we do. I don't think we do. Maybe we do. Next turn, maybe. It's a shame that he doesn't change orbs every time after he transforms. I think that would really bring this unit's value up a lot. I love Tech Trunks. Like, he's still really, really good, of course. But if he were able to change orbs every turn after he transforms, you'd have more of a reason to use his active skill. You know, like, it's basically, I guess, it's basically meant to be used at the very, very end of events. But keep in mind, when he gets that active skill, he gets super effective against all types. So he gets a 2.5 million attack stat or a 3 million attack stat. That's super effective against all types. You know, that's insane. That's really, really good. So he's going to do massive damage even if he doesn't get a crit. So that's a really nice part about using that active skill, but he only gets it once. It's just like, if he could get those things, you know, after he uses his active skill, he should either revert back to normal, or you know, he should get those things moving forward as well. So anyway, guys, we're not here for them. We are here for, number one, for this active skill, because this active skill is is really awesome. This is one of the most hype units that ever came to Global First. I still adore this unit to this day. I really, really can't wait to get a dupe in them. I imagine they're going to be coming to a banner near you very, very soon. You know, that Tanabata banner, I know a lot of people probably went ham on it. Probably you shouldn't have. I think we do. I think we link them up together. They actually make, maybe we don't, but they actually make quite a good linking combo. Obviously, they share all of their links except for Golden Warrior and Super Saiyan. So, but other than that, they're going to share like experienced fighters, Fierce Battle, you know, what else? Dismal Future, all of those things. So, anyway, guys, that is a really good idea, I think, to link them up together. And then the next turn, if you were to come back around, this other Gohan, you know, ideally would transform. So, but if you can somehow finagle it where you're below 58% HP, it's not a terrible idea. Because obviously, the Gohan is getting, wow, okay. We finally get their 18 key super. Jeez Louise, we went the whole time without getting it. So, oh, that was crazy. But INT Gohan, guys, he's really good. We're about to finish up here. 3 million, even type disadvantage. He's still going to do some decent damage. Do we get the crit here? I don't know. Yeah, 500,000. I mean, it's not crazy by any means, but look at that. Double digits. That 58% damage reduction. And then he's getting, right now, he's getting 60% attack. 60% extra attack and then 60% defense from the people on rotation. Gohan and Goten, I do believe they are not a part of that category. And then I decided to just go for the gusto here. There's no sense in holding back, so we use Tech Trunks as active skill. We get a big 24 key super from LR Gohan. So there, you know, Broly, after this turn, he's just absolutely, he's toast, man. He's toast, so let's go ahead and watch this. Ah, yes. Very nice. And we actually do get quite a few orbs here. So, you know, if we get this guy, you know, up above, you know, 3 million attack stat, it's just game over for Broly, man. And luckily, Gohan, I believe earlier in the run, I think he got a double super attack. I could be mistaken. Because actually, truth be told, I did die one time. So, but look at how hard Broly still hits. 180,000, still a lot. Yeah, 2.5 million, super effective against all types. There's no way Broly survives this. No chance. Oh my god, dude. And then that amazing just kill screen. That KO screen is just something else, man. But anyway, guys, there it is. Hybrid Saiyans. So we finally got this one recorded. I didn't have this one on film yet, so I figured this was a good opportunity. So, big shout out. I forget who the friend was, but you the real MVP. But subscribe if you're new. Slap a like on the video. I'm bringing y'all content every day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.